What's up, guys? We are going to be recapping today's slaughter. Today was the first game of the 2024 season at spring training. Obviously, Padres played the Dodgers. Well, I wouldn't say the Padres played the Dodgers. It was more of the Dodgers spanked a team that is formerly known as the Padres. I don't know who we are anymore, but yeah, we have some thoughts, some takeaways from the game today. So just be covering that. Um, Jeff, what are you thinking? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it was a tough watch. It was like after last season. We were so ready for the season to start. Like just like the disaster that last season was, and to wait all this time was for an absolute spanking by our division rival, the Dodgers. It hurt, man. It really did. Like it's obviously spring, and it doesn't really matter. But just the optics of like hiring a new coach. Trading your best player. Just sucks, man. I mean, it's who cares at the end of the day, but it just sucks. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, nearly ruined my day. I'll be the first to say. I mean, like Jeff said, doesn't matter that much, but it hurts a little more that it was the Dodgers. If it was like some random team like the Diamondbacks or something, whatever. But the Dodgers, and then like doesn't feel great. It doesn't feel great.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. If today's performance is at all indicative of how our season is going to go. I don't know how we move forward from here. I think it was pretty poor performance, pretty poor first appearance from our team, but I think there's some good takeaways. Like we saw Yuki Matsui go out there and um, put on a show. I think that was honestly one of the best takeaways I think from the game, just to see him pitch, see what he can do. I mean, he was throwing some absolute heat. I think he got out there and struck out three batters with 11 pitches, which was, I mean, he went crazy. So that was cool. Saw Jackson Merrill at left field. Personally, I think that he looked really comfortable, which is a really good thing to see. Bogarts at second. Kim, at short for. I don't think he played the whole game. We got that in-game interview in right field with Tatis, all that good stuff. So there were some good takeaways, but obviously the outcome, that first top of the first, was not a good way to start the game.
Yes, I agree. We can talk a little bit about Musgrove since he was the first one to come out of the bullpen. Starting us off, he was out of the gates. I mean, it was pretty clear that he wasn't taking it too seriously. I mean, the at bat with Mookie Betts. I mean, he was just throwing some crazy breaking balls in with I mean, he ended up walking him, but like throwing a breaking ball that looks didn't really look good coming out of the hand was definitely an indication that like he's kind of just trying things out. But at the end of the day, considering he didn't get a single out, and I think he ended the inning or ended off his outing with the bases loaded and two earned runs. Maybe it was four. I mean, it's not what you want to see coming out of injury. There's a little bit of concern there if he is truly healthy, but I think he's supposed to pitch on Monday, so we'll see him hopefully in a little longer role, so we get a better analysis there. But I think in the time that he played, I mean, besides the fact that he had a bunch of wild throws, I mean, he looked like he had pretty good command of that fastball. There was a couple times where he just threw it faster than the hitter could hit it, and he just threw it past him, which is good to see. He still got that velocity. But again, it wasn't really too serious of a appearance there from Joe, but obviously not really what you want to see.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a report yesterday said that he was going to be limited to like 20 to 25 pitches, and he ended up 24, I think. So like you said, obviously not taking it too seriously or gonna throw out his arm before the season starts. But going on the topic of pitchers, some good highlights. Jeremiah Estrada came out with, I think 11 pitches and had 3 strikeouts, 5 of them being whiffs, or five against the batters. 5 of them were whiffs. That's something pretty good considering last year was not so great for him. I think I don't know where his position will be come the regular season, but I think at least today was a pretty good showing that he's locked in. So, what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, so I think he's definitely one of the bright spots we saw today. I mean, absolutely filthy stuff from him. He was able to get us out of that inning pretty quickly. Um, I think probably we'll see him on the opening day roster. I think probably his outing today was enough to get him on there. There's a lot of competitive spots in the bullpen for who's going to be in that kind of lower leverage role. I think Estrada should definitely be up there. And to piggyback off of that, we saw Yuki Matsui go straight um, after Estrada in the next inning. Yuki himself said that he was pretty nervous before the outing. I'm just quoting him here, but he said, "But Estrada he was good pitching before me, so he gave him some confidence." That's obviously good to see. Players just kind of riding off the vibes from the guys. Yeah, so we can talk a little more about Yuki. Bryson, do you have anything to say about him?
Yeah, I mean, he looked great. The discussion going in today was definitely who's our closer, like him or Suarez. And I mean, he made a pretty good case for himself. Not that Suarez made a terrible case or can't be our closer. But Matsui looked really, really good. I think 12 pitches, 3 strikeouts. It's what we want to see for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think we'll
definitely.
probably see probably Robert Suarez either tomorrow or on Sunday. But definitely Matsui looked so good off the gates. I mean, he got 7 whiffs in those 3 at bats he faced, and he just had guys like swinging some absolute swords there, like not like just making them look silly. That was really good stuff there. His splitter is what stood out. There was that quote from Gavin Lux, the Dodgers player. I think he DH today. He said, just to quote him, he said, "Man, he threw me a really good splitter. His fastball's got some ride to it. Sneaky with a good splitter. From what I saw, he's pretty darn good." Um, yeah, I mean, I think he said it pretty well. That sneaky fastball is definitely something to monitor. I mean, he's not someone who has super high velocity, um, but he made it look good today.
Yeah, definitely. I think Matsui, like I said earlier, like really was super impressive. Definitely a good. I think that was a good indicator out of the game, or something good to take away for looking towards the future of the upcoming season. So something interesting that I saw, and I know the commentators while I was watching touched on kind of off topic, but like Xander and I don't know if you guys saw, but Xander and Mookie, they're on the Red Sox together. Like we're all, I mean, when Mookie was on second and they were all like talking, and so there seemed to be some good vibes on the field, good rapport there. I know even with the Tatis interview, I mean, at the start of the game, he seemed pretty excited, pretty energetic, good vibes. So the team seems to be in good spirits. Even I don't remember what inning it was. It was towards the end of the game. Actually, no, that's wrong. It was like maybe the fourth or fifth inning. Uh, they interviewed Xander, and Xander, they had asked him, what from last season, what was one of the things that you could see that definitely hurt you guys, and he talked about, you know, the people on the bench and the team as a whole just getting down way too early. Like they'd be down by a run or 2 runs, and the vibes just completely drop off. And he's like, that definitely cost us some games. There's some games where we were out of it mentally before we were really out of it. Like we still had a chance there. So I thought that was interesting. I thought that was interesting to hear from Xander, where that's something that, I mean, I feel like all of us have, we could say the same thing just watching the game. That is pretty noticeable. So I think that's good that he knows that, and that hopefully that'll be a change that we'll see this year and something that they'll try and work on.
Yeah. On top of that interview from Xander, another thing he said was pretty much he was asked about the switch from short to second, and he pretty much said like straight up Kim's a better defender. He has a Gold Glove, and there's no reason why he shouldn't be the guy at short. And from that, I believe the whoever was interviewing him said that Schilt's respect for him went up a ton from that, kind of just being so ready to play second, not being upset. And he was pretty much saying like, yeah, I have this long contract and I'm here to win, so whatever it's going to take, I'll do it. And I think that's going forwards really kind of a worry at the beginning before we knew. But now that we have that, I think I'm pretty happy with that result.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think Xander um, at second definitely looked pretty comfortable there. Just kind of piggyback off of some of the position changes. Jackson Merrill got his debut at left field for the Padres today. Um, and my initial thought was he looked great. I mean, there was that ground rule double, like one of the first couple at bats, where the ball bounced on the left field line and bounced out. But nobody on earth is making that play. Let's be honest. But like Merrill had a couple great catches. He had that diving one against Mookie, and then there was I forget who it was, but he was running backwards into the sun. It was behind his head, and he made a great catch. Those are plays that makes like they look routine, but they are really easy. They're easy to think that they are easy, but like those are pretty difficult. I mean, like considering that ballpark and like how low the deck is, like that's just staring straight into the sun. So I think that was a good play. There's a couple other where he was just in the right spot and caught a line drive right to him. Obviously, the bat, I think he only got 2 at bats, but he put them both in play, which is good to see. I don't think he ended up getting a single or getting on base, but definitely good to see there that he's comfortable in left. I think that he'll probably result and end up being our left fielder day one. Do you guys have any thoughts about that?
I mean, yeah, he looks good. On top of the sun kind of being in everyone's face. I think when they were interviewing Teoscar Hernandez, he literally said like the sun's just straight at us. So like the fact that he makes that play and there are these veteran major leaguers kind of talking about it's a good sign going forwards for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said earlier, just I thought that Merrill looked really comfortable in the outfield, and that was good to see. Just knowing that, being, I mean, he's been recruited as a shortstop, so that move being a possibility, and now looking more like it's going to be, the reality, is definitely good to see. So that was a good takeaway.
Yeah, so I mean, I just want to mention that I think Merrill's a dog. I think he's somebody. He's just a ball player. I think Mike Schultz said it, but he was like, ball players just get it done, and Merrill's one of those guys. I definitely trust him in left field day one. He looked comfortable, and I don't really think anybody questions his bat moving forward. I mean, he can absolutely rake, and I think he'll end up figuring out over the last few games of spring training. I think we'll probably see him hopefully in every game from here on out with the big league team, whether that's as a DH, left field, at shortstop, whatever we need him to be. Another thing I wanted to mention is that Jake Cronenworth, he hit a home run. It was the only run that the Padres scored. It was, one of the few bright spots that, I mean, there was kind of a picture going around of Jake where, he looked a little on the bigger side, he gained some weight. I think we all trust Jake that he's just going through the bulk right now. He's just putting on some weight. And we saw it today. I mean, he had a powerful swing off of a breaking ball. That's all I got to really say.
Yeah, not much else to add there. I think going forwards, Jake's comeback is a big thing that we're hoping for. So not much else to say there though.
Yeah, I mean, I was happily surprised to see him have that at bat and hit that home run. Just knowing with his performance in the last year, I mean, it's just been pretty lackluster, and he's been out on injury. So seeing that he's back, it seems like he might be back to that Jake the Rake kind of status, Crone zone. Hopefully he can live up to that reputation he used to have. So
Yeah, if Jake can figure it out this season, actually, I think he will. That's kind of my bold prediction is that I think he's going to be he's going to have a huge season. I mean, last few years he's declined, but like I think he's pretty due for a good year. I mean, he's been flopping positions and whatnot, but I think this year, coming into the year, knowing he's going to be the first baseman, I think he's going to be a little more confident going in that. And we saw a slight adjustment in his swing. It looked like his hands were a little bit higher than what they were last year. Maybe that was. I mean, every hitter is different. For some guys that means less power, more odds of like barreling the ball, and other guys it means they get more power and less barrel on the ball. But I think it was just good to see Jake hit a homer. I mean, you can't really dive too deep into it off of one at bat, but good homer, nice hit.
Yeah, to add on to that, just about what you're saying about he's choking up in the bat a little bit. I noticed the same thing with Luis Campusano and his at bat, and also, I mean, can we talk about that really weird swing that he has going on right now? That was super. That was just very kind of strange, unique, approach that he has there, standing like back, and then he kind of rears up as the pitcher's winding up. It was kind of a strange kind of thing, but he was choking up on the bat too. I noticed. And to your something that what did you say? Oh, you said that Schilt said that ball players just get it done. They also said something. I think they were talking to Tatis, a joke, maybe a joke that Schilt had made, or something about Tatis playing center and right, and then getting two at bats, like two slots, and they were joking about that. And Tatis was like, I mean, I was game for it. I mean, I would love that extra at bat. And he was like, I think I could do it. And then they were talking about Merrill and stuff. And Tatis was just saying how impressive Merrill is and all that kind of stuff. So that was cool to see. I thought that was funny. So
I'd love to see Tatis come up to bat twice in a game, or
dude,
twice in rotation.
I think he could. I think I'd be interested to see how he handled center and right. Maybe they should try that tomorrow.
And maybe we can have Fernando Tatis Senior be the center fielder. I think he'd be a good bet at DH considering what we saw today. There's a ton of different DHs, but hopefully they can add someone. We won't go too deep into that, but I wouldn't be surprised if one of these days, something big will happen in terms of a trade or free agency.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's about it for what we saw today, but there is a game tomorrow. Same thing, but against the Dodgers. Going to see hopefully some improvements from today. It's kind of hard to go downwards. So, you guys got any expectations? Anything to look out for?
I do. I can talk about it. So Michael King's getting the start tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's my guy. He's. That's just my guy. I mean, I think he's was objectively the best player we got back in the Soto deal. I think a lot of fans are looking to see some big things out of him. I mean, I don't think he could possibly do worse than Joe Musgrove did yesterday. So I think we'll have a good outing. He said he was working on a new pitch. That's kind of why he was delayed a day, because the other day he said he was initially planning to back up Musgrove, and I think that was for the better in hindsight. That game was just kind of a wash. And getting the start tomorrow, I think definitely some good things to see and look out for.
Yeah, I'm definitely, as far as offensively, hoping for some more pop from the guys, kind of the newer guys from the minors, obviously like Merrill. Today Salas got his at bat, and in the first one he had a pitch clock violation, so that kind of ended abruptly, unfortunately. But hopefully tomorrow we'll see some better offense from them, or at least get some nice notes off that.
Yeah, I'm hoping that after today, I'm hoping that a little fire was lit under the guys, and hopefully tomorrow, they'll be a little more, they have something to prove after today, something to, gain back after getting beat like that. So hopefully we'll see a little bit better competition tomorrow, maybe a little bit closer of a game or even a win, who knows? But yeah, we saw a lot of Freddie Freeman today. I'm sorry, we saw a lot of Mookie Betts, but where's Freddie Freeman? Do you guys know why?
I think it's just rest. I mean, I think they're probably going to rest Shohei tomorrow. I haven't really seen anything about that, but off of that
Yeah,
surgery, I don't know.
I heard that they aren't gonna Shohei won't play for a while. And they said like the announcers were talking about. I think they said he wants to have at least 50 at bats before the season starts, something like that. But it didn't look like he was going to start playing anytime soon, or at least
I think
any
they said like
games.
1 or 2 weeks for
Yeah,
him.
yeah. But oh, and also Machado, wasn't playing today, and so maybe we'll see him tomorrow too. I don't really know.
I probably don't think we'll see him till like for a few weeks.
Okay.
I think he's probably just going to start the year off as DH. I think he'll probably just get like a pinch hit every now and then for the rest of spring. I don't think we'll probably see him start even as a DH if I had to guess. But you never know. Maybe he's getting ready. You never know.
Yeah. Another interesting thing that they were talking about during the game is that, back last season, they just kept touching on how there were so many big personalities and a lot of big conflicting players, basically that seemed to, could have been part of the downfall of our team last year. There were just a lot of big personalities, stuff like that. And the commentators had said back when Tatis was out, Soto wasn't on the team. Like Machado was the guy, and Machado stepped in that position and did his thing. And so hopefully, looking forward to this season, um, someone's gonna have to step up, whether it be Tatis, whether it be Machado, and Machado really is the leader on the team, being older and being the more seasoned player. So hopefully we can see, because I just feel like last year Machado played well here and there, but he didn't really have that you know kind of big guy like Machado kind of performance that he's kind of known for. So hopefully we can get that out of him this year and find some success with that.
All right. Well, obviously not the result we wanted today. Hopefully we'll get something better going tomorrow. It's like I said, it's kind of hard to go down from there. But if you have any thoughts about the game or want to get in contact with us, follow us on socials at Primetime Pods, pretty much anywhere. But yeah, that's all we have for today. So thanks for watching.
Peace.